What's up guys, Tegan Tyler, and today I'm going to be showing you this McGraw Edison fixture here. And the interesting thing about this McGraw Edison fixture is it might look a little identical to another fixture I have, and this is kind of an extension of the other fixture that I made a video of, where I mentioned in there that I had a light that was kind of similar to this, and I kind of showed a little snippet of it in the video. Well, this is that light. And so, like I said, this is a 175 watt mercury vapor McGraw Edison pole or wall mounted fixture. And then the other light that I made a video of is a 100 watt Cooper post top fixture. And the interesting thing about it is the fact that they're not exactly the same, but they're kind of similar in the regards to how they kind of look, and the fact that the design of it is almost identical, besides the fact that this is a wall mount that's post top. Now, there's a guy on YouTube who goes by the name of Parrot175. He made a video about one of these, and his was new old stock. This one I got is actually new old stock. It just didn't have the box, where his is a complete set with the box. But I have all the parts and everything to it. But the Cooper post-top fixture, that one, the only difference between this fixture and then that fixture, besides the fact that this is wall mount and that's post-top, is the bottom half of it being the post-top portion. So if you were to put the post-top bottom half fixture on the bottom of this, they would look almost identical. The only other difference is the fact that obviously this one has the arm on it over here, and that's a post top, and then on the top there's a little decorative piece they added for that one. But it is kind of crazy how similar these are. Now, this light is also quite hard to come across and find. I've only ever in person seen maybe two ever, but I know that where one of them are, I know where one is right now. It's actually in a neighborhood next to where I'm live, and they have one on a wall, and it used to work, and I haven't seen it work in years, so either it got disconnected or it just stopped working. But I always like to look at these fixtures, and I thought they were really cool. So when I was able to get one of these, I was super excited to pick up one of these when I was out on a trip a couple of years back. But yeah, this light here and then the other light, the refractor on them are identical. There's nothing different about the refractor. I could literally take this refractor and put it on that light, and it would fit perfectly. The refractor on this one's held by two clips, one that's right there and then one that's closer to the left here on that side. Whereas the other one, it's got really long screws that sandwich out all the pieces together from the bottom bracket that goes down here, goes up and holds it to the top half, since the top half doesn't have anything in it, it's for decoration. But the inside of that light actually still has all of the screw holes, though, that would be used for something like this, since it's all pretty much made out of the same molds when it's all, formed for the aluminum. But yeah, so this light is pretty neat because of the fact that they're identical to an extent, but they're not the exact same in manufacturing wise and wattage wise. But yeah, so let me take the camera off the tripod here. We'll go a little handheld, and I'll be able to show you it in a little bit more detail here. So the interesting thing about this light as well is the fact that if I get the camera up in here, you can see that the socket is at an angle, and it's on the right side. So it's shining it towards from the back right to the front left, which is kind of an interesting idea. And I thought that was kind of interesting that did it like that. And then that little bump out there where the sticker is where the ballast sits. Now, if I zoom in on the sticker here, you can see it says McGraw Edison electric fixture. It doesn't say the wattage on it, unfortunately. I think there was a sticker in here that said the wattage, but it fell out. But if we get a look from the top half of it, you can see the little bump out on the top there. That's just for decoration. And then if I go over to the side here, you can see the arm that it gets mounted to. And what I'm going to do also is I'm going to take the refractor off of the light and then take the cover off of it, and we'll be able to take a look at the ballast inside, and I'll show you what's inside of there and what manufacturer's on it. More than likely it's going to be McGraw Edison. I think it is. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I've touched this fixture, as you can tell with how dusty it is sitting up there. But I know when I got this fixture too, it came with a brand new old stock Westinghouse BT lifeguard bulb, and I believe it was a clear ender as well. And I'm not too sure where I put that at the moment. It's somewhere in a box under my workbench, so I won't be able to show you that, but I'll be able to show you it turning on. Now, this fixture also, on the back of it, which I can't really reach it at the moment, there's a bunch of stuff in the way, but there is a photo eye on the back of it as well. It's not a twist lock, it's a button photo eye. So it would have been cool if this had a twist lock photo eye on it, but it's got a button photo eye on the back of it, which I just remembered. So, which is pretty neat. So that way, it can perform for dusk to dawn operation instead of it being on like a timer or anything like that. And also, this refractor is in pretty good shape as well. It's got one tiny little crack on it right there, as you can maybe see. But besides that, it's overall in good shape. It's kind of similar to how the Handyman Regent fixtures are, like the one video that I made, where the refractors are always missing, they're always falling off. It's the same ordeal with this fixture. Since it's only held by the one bracket right there and right there, this is easily prone to falling off or breaking once it gets older. So I was really happy to see that it came with it in one piece, because they're pretty impossible to find, very hard to find. So overall, I was pretty happy that it came with all the parts and pieces and everything. It was just missing the box. I kind of wish I had the box, but hey, at least, the fixture was all complete. So let me get the screws out of the refractor, and I'll get that taken down, and then I'll get the cover off of the bottom of it, and we'll take a look at the inside of it. Okay, now with the refractor off and the metal cover off, we can actually see now on the piece of metal here, the sticker is still here. It's just very faded and hard to see in the video, but you can see there it says McGraw Edison, 120 volt, and it doesn't say on there the lamp wattage, but it is 175 watt. This bracket is also kind of difficult to take off. You have to kind of bend it a little bit to get it off of the socket right there because of the angle of it, which isn't the greatest ever, but it's very rare that you would have to take that off. And then also, what I was saying about the screws and stuff, here's the screw and bracket that's for that refractor and how small that is. That's a very small screw, not really a whole lot of teeth to really hold it on there. So you got to be quite careful with not stripping out the holes there for it, because there's one on each side, so you can put it however direction you want it. I kind of want to get, there's one on each corner of it, so I kind of want to try to either make some more of those or try to find some more to have some more support to hold it on there. But if we get a look into the fixture, we can see the really nice old McGraw Edison ballast. That's a big beefy ballast for being 175 watt. And then our mogul socket here, that's at an angle, and on the side of it, it says 175 watt H39, so that's where it tells you that it's 175 watt. And then if we take a look over here on this side, we can see it says McGraw Edison on the side of it right there. And then all the information, 175 watt. And it also says /150 watts. So this is one of those ballasts where you could actually put a 150 watt high pressure sodium bulb in it and run it off of it, I believe, if it's one of those specialty ones. I don't have one of those specialty high pressure sodium bulbs. I'd really like to get one just so that I can try it in one of these fixtures, but I don't. But I know of a little trick that actually lets me run bulbs from other fixtures on other fixtures if I wanted to test something out. But yeah, so you could also see in the background there's the button photo cell on the back. It says Light Watchman on it, and it doesn't have a date on it. It might have a date on some side of it, I'm not too sure. But I believe this light is from somewhere in the 80s, possibly, maybe late 70s, early 80s. I'm not too sure about it. I think Parrot 175, when he made a video about one of these, might have mentioned the date on it or the date on the box, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I know it's pretty decently old. But yeah, it's, there's not a whole lot of space up in here. Like up in this cavity right here, it's just dead space on the little top, so the ballast goes, across that dead space. So that's why on this metal cover for here, there's a bump out so it can be moved out of the way from all the wire connections here so it doesn't short out. So let me get the camera posted back on the tripod, and I'll get all the pieces put back together, and then I'll get a bulb put inside of it, and we'll be able to see it turning on. Okay, so now we have the metal cover back on and the refractor on, and I will be putting my test mercury vapor bulb in it, which is a 175 watt Sylvania bulb. And we get that put in here. And it's a little tricky considering that it's at a angle here, but I'll be able to get it. There we go. It's really squished up in there due to the fact that the bulb is at an angle. So now that we have that installed, you can see where it sits at an angle right up here. So let me get the light turned off, and we will get this plugged in and see it cutting on. And there we go. Now, this is a really nice fixture. I really do like this fixture. I think it's a very unique design to it, and I just like how kind of fancy it looks, where it kind of has that I would say maybe colonial style look to it, kind of like the post top, where it's like they kind of look like the gas lantern lights and those types of fixtures, but just not so, crazy looking to where they added all these other different like design features and stuff. It's a nice subtle look to the fixture. It's not too crazy, but not too, basic at the same time. So I think it's a really cool light fixture for the design of it. And it also just being similar to that other post top. So it makes it quite interesting. And I suggest also, for anyone curious, go check out Parrot 175's video on this as well. He made a video on this type of light a couple years back, so it's been a little bit, but that's how I learned about this fixture, was from watching his videos. So go check out his stuff as well. He makes amazing videos. I probably mentioned him before, but yeah, I love watching his stuff, so check him out as well. He'll probably have a little bit more information on this light than I would as well, but yeah, let's wait. We'll let this get to full brightness, and then I'll bring you back to the end here. Okay, so now we're at full brightness, and I know it's hard to see on the video, but I love the look of this fixture and how it just disperses the light, because obviously, a NEMA head's going to disperse the light in the same way as a fixture like this, but just the way how this one looks though is very neat. I love how it's got the tapered refractor on it, and just I think it's interesting how the bulb's at an angle too, so it kind of makes the light a little bit different looking when you look at the light versus it being, vertical. It's more horizontal. So it's just got some really nice, interesting things about the light that make it very unique. And so, like I said, I was super happy to be able to get my hands on one of these fixtures after all these years, because like I said, these are very hard to find. It's very uncommon you come across these. And how I mentioned earlier about there's a house that has one on it. I've been very tempted over the past couple of years to go over there and ask them and be like, hey, do y'all use this light anymore, or did it stop working, and somehow possibly get it from them, and I'll replace it with a new one for them to be able to get that one, and then be able to repair it and test it and see what's wrong with it, because I know that one has a very, very yellowed refractor on it. It's quite yellow, which is unfortunate, but it gives it an interesting look though. But it's going to really hurt the lighting output of it though, being as yellow as it is, and make it not look as white. It makes it kind of look quite dirty. But maybe one day I'll go over there and ask them, because I don't know if the house is, if the people that own the house live in it, or if it's a rental house. So I got to figure it out. But I need to ask soon before the light randomly disappears and then I can't get my hands on it. But yeah, this is a quite interesting fixture. Like I said, let me get the light here turned back on, and with the light now at full brightness with the other lights off, we'll turn it off here. And yeah, just wanted to make a quick little video here on talking about this really unique McGraw Edison 175 watt mercury vapor fixture. Hope you all enjoyed it, and stay tuned for any other videos that I have, and like, comment, subscribe. I very much appreciate it. I love seeing all the comments that everyone's been leaving lately, and it's really nice and really cool to see the activity that's coming along with me putting out these videos. I really enjoy it and I really appreciate it. Also, if anybody's curious too in the video on what this is right here, this is the remnants of a 1,000 watt mercury vapor bulb that I had that had unfortunately fell and broke. So I had broken the rest of the glass off of it and kept the frame of it with the base and everything, just because the 1,000 watt mercury vapor bulb has a massive arc tube on it. Like, I don't have a tape measure to really measure it at the moment, but if I grab another bulb here, let me grab this bulb here, which is the 100 watt Philips bulb that I demonstrated in a video that I have made. This is the comparison of that bulb next to the arc tube, and as you can see, the arc tube is practically as long as this bulb, so it's quite a big arc tube for 1,000 watt. And as you can tell, the bulb didn't really have, like, it has a lot of hours on it with the ends being quite dark, but it wasn't dead. It still had plenty of life in it. So it's a shame that it broke. And I think it was also a Westinghouse, possibly. I can't remember if it was a Philips or a Westinghouse, but either way, it was the only 1,000 watt mercury vapor bulb that I had. So now I'm going to have to end up finding a replacement. But I also don't have a 1,000 watt mercury vapor ballast yet. I need to get one of those so I can be able to test more of them and stuff like that. I have 1,000 watt metal halide ballast, but you can't run the 1,000 watt mercury vapor bulbs on the metal halide ballast. It just doesn't have enough power to run them, because these arc tubes are just so long versus the metal halide ones are probably half the size of that one, maybe 3/4 of the size of it. So it just doesn't have enough power to run it. But yeah, I just wanted to, if anybody was curious, I wanted to let y'all know what that is. But yeah, anyway, like I said, until next time, thank you. I appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, thank you.